able to bring Immortals to the limit. And right now, both teams just trading out here on the top, taking their time, feeling each other out, and even for Silk Thread, not going too deep, but he does find Dante on him right now. Dante with an orb, has a lot of support, and yet Silk Thread able to fight him back out. Meanwhile, as this is going on, you have Zod doing much the same on the opposite end, and oh my goodness, the Tracer Genji duel finally ends. Silk Thread taking down Dante. But while that was going on, very close is Arc 6 to taking control of this point.
Oh, Hydration with a saving play there, dashing on the point. He did so alone, just hoping that his team would eventually follow them. XQC gets booped off the edge, as does Shiny. We are making a barrel of monkeys off the edge of this map as well, but most of the kills following that trade go in favor of CLG, and after almost relinquishing the point without a fight, they will take first control here on Control Center.
Oh my goodness, Space getting taken down from long range. I think he was hoping for death there, as he was Baby Diva, but heck, how is it a barrel of monkeys? There's no barrel outside. It's not like the well. I can't envision a barrel right now.
I keep barrels outside of all of my skyscrapers, so I just assume that everyone else does the same.
I don't see why you wouldn't. I mean, free rainwater. Let's
exactly.
Go.
Yeah, I'm saving the environment. Fight comes in right now. Dives in both sides, forces out the Transcend. On the other side, a sound barrier.
Sound barrier's out. Hydration, though, gonna be looking for blood into the back line. Booped back, does not care, and yet he might want to. Ginger Pop able to scoot away. Hydration gets nothing out of that, and Dante gets the finish. But still, 5v5 on the point. Arc 6 has not won this fight here just yet.
Shiny pops the Primal Rage at the very last second. That should buy them at least a little bit of time. Self-destruct should also stall this out, but they have to get on the point if they want to use these stall tactics. It is Silk who's just doing just that, and you will trade out as best you can right now. They do not have the numbers in their favor, CLG, as the kills come fast and furious for the side of Arc 6. But they won't get the point just yet. Stall still in action, 63% on the board for Counter Logic Gaming.
That was stalled towards the end, but that was also almost feeding towards the end. It wasn't even as if the members of CLG were trying to live there, and maybe they weren't. Maybe they just wanted to get a quick reset here, which could be the plan. But Arc 6 does build up quite a bit of ultimates off of that less than noble sacrifice, and Space does have a self-destruct up. Not the best map for self-destructs normally, but I have learned not to doubt Space in this matter. At least not today.
Yeah, Space's self-destructs have been absolutely on point today. Dante takes down Hydration, his opposite number, as that is 2 quick kills, or at least a kill and a half. There's the completion kill, and they still will pop the barrier afterwards just to make sure that this fight is won. Barrier and Blade after 2 kills can be questionable, but a lot on the line here, a lot of pressure on these teams.
Certainly, I mean, this is a case where both these teams would love to go deeper into the tournament. I think the need a little bit deeper right now on Arc 6, given the fact that they came so close to taking out Rogue, to fall here in the CLG would be a roller coaster of a day to be sure. We'll see if they can hold on here. 56% to 63. CLG working their way back in. Transcendence at the ready, but iShiny is down. The Transcendence is late. iShiny will not be healed up by that, and this is a bit of a boon now for Arc 6.
Dante continues to find more targets. Shake will be the next to fall. They've got the numbers advantage, as Za even able to take down Silk Thread. Mikado not long for this world. Arc 6, after going down 63-0, now 1 fight away from winning the first stage here on Control Center. And maybe they can stop. They've got the DPS ults to be able to bring this back. Mikado needs to get there on this next fight into Sound Barrier should CLG have a fighting chance.
Never forget the meta we're in. Blades, bombs, barriers. They're about to have 2 of the triple B. And we'll see if Hydration can go in. Here comes the Blade, going to the back, dicing through, does not have the barrier on him, not able to be the recipient of it, and gets kicked right in the teeth by Custa. Hope Genji had Cybermax for that one. Wait, what?
Yeah, they took the point, and the brawl was happening in the hallway. Didn't really matter, actually, that they were off the point, because they got cleaned up in short order afterwards. 99 is where the clock will stop right there.
That escalated quickly, but I mean, really, that was a case where, okay, they've dealt with the Dragon Blade, they're looking good, and it's gone.
Triple kill.
Well, either way, CLG now in a much better position. If they win this fight, they will bring the round back in their favor. Arc 6, not a lot to work with here. Self-destruct coming in from Miso, gonna zone out just a bit, 94%, and Arc 6 right now needs again the point of Space is very much isolated. He's not gonna be able to keep his mech.
No, Za goes down as well to Silk Thread. Silk Thread piles on, takes down XQC. Both tanks now out of the mix. Dante looking for a miracle on the point. Finds Shake, but that's about it. And now they're going to Sound Barrier out of pure desperation. Dante's life extended only by the smallest of margins. Wow, I told you this was going to be a close one. We have 99 to 99, and I believe that will be CLG taking the first stage here, but we might be in for a third map in this best of 3 if this is any indication.
Glad you mentioned that it is a best out of 3 because really you look at the different factors being involved right now. If Arc 6 goes down here on Lijiang, they're not going to have that much time to bring it back, but here's what I've wanted to see in this matchup. Both of these teams have had Pharah edges in every matchup they have played thus far, including against Rogue, including against Immortals. Now, Za faces off against Hydration in a very Pharah-centered stage. So, for those who want to see some high-level Pharah gameplay, this is the match you want to watch.
It's where both these teams really found their first taste of success in North America is running the pharmacy combo. And this might be one of the better ones to watch between the air battle.
Well, we'll see just how this breaks down right now. Hydration going in from the back, looking for Dante. He's going to be met here by Za. So both Pharahs have seen each other, and the fight is a very aggressive dive from CLG. They have way more people into the back, and they are going to capitalize. Space and XQC out of the fight immediately. CLG just far more aggressive on their dive.
Oh, they do hit a rocket on Custa. Custa's able to get Mega and get out of there just barely as the chase was on. Both tanks falling right away with Hydration's damage boosted rockets. Unable to stop those from coming in with the Matrix. First point capture for CLG, and this is always good for the team that controls the point with the Pharah. Makes it much more difficult for the entering team to actually come in. You just see chip damage after chip damage. However, Silk Thread finds himself out in no man's land and punished by Za.
Silk Thread out of this in a hurry, and that's going to be a little bit better here for Arc 6. They are getting really low as they move in. Hydration getting plenty of damage here on the outskirts, and drops a barrage. Down goes XQC, but it's too little too late. Dante had the cleanup necessary for Arc 6, and that should lead to them retaking this point.
Next fight will be largely determined by the Mercy lives, or not lives, if you will, because both have resurrections up. Hydration's going to sneak around here, but they lost a lot of people late. Finally flipped back over, just shy of 50%, as CLG now tries to find their own entry.
CLG right now looking for their way back in. They do have some time to spare here, about 2 to 3 battles worth. A resurrection in reserve, and could come down the resurrections here for this next fight. Of course, initial positioning very important, as getting plenty of free damage on the engage here from CLG. XQC is going to block that door, stop them from getting the entry that they want here immediately, and CLG is just getting poked down from all levels, and XQC barely able to pull the primal rage in time, was almost taken down by Silk Thread in the back.
Well, while they're focusing on that entry over there, it was Hydration over the top, doing all of these damage-boosted rockets, forces out the Primal Rage, forces out the Sound Barrier, and though they will eventually lose this fight with Shiny and Mikado resetting, they did burn out some ults, so CLG has banked their ultimates. However, on the other side, one of the only ults that will matter in the next fight will be Resurrection. And you have to see that if they can pressure out Custa, but they had to burn everything else thanks to the pressure from CLG.
CLG had really good pressure there. I don't think XQC actually won the Primal Rage in that environment, and when you lose space that early, that's bad. He was D-back to begin with, but Resurrection is coming in just for a Diva. It's a bold plan. Let's see if it works out. Hydration, though, drops a barrage, gets Dante. No more Resurrection this time around, and CLG slowly picking apart Arc 6 on this engagement that is looking much better for them here so far. And here's what I'll ask you, Hex. I know you're a fan of tempo reses, but resing Diva as one in that situation?
No, and then he got himself in a rough situation as he tried to fly in and ate a damage-boosted rocket, did Custa, and now the Resurrection going to be hugely in favor of CLG should this fight ever end, as Shake has been able to hold on to it for the most part.
This is not bad delay. I mean, it will get them to 99%. They're probably going to have to reset, but this is really good. It makes it so they have to win just one more fight instead of potentially 2. CLG, they should be able to recap this here in a moment, and they will. They need to win the next 2 fights.
An enormous resurrection advantage, though, on the side of CLG, so Shake should be looking for those tempo reses during this next fight, gonna stay safe. Shake and Hydration are able to scout out the angle in which the other team wants to enter, but they actually will rotate through courtyard. They're doing a good job of splitting up here. The combos in the sky, not everyone just in the same spot to eat all the splash damage.
CLG right now, they have a good position here. Hydration, plenty of room to work with, but Za going to the other side. Finds Mikado, goes Miso out of the fight. I don't think they can. Miso's off the side.
No,
yeah, Miso's not going to be part of this resurrection here.
But even just Silk Thread and Mikado, you have to bring them back to life. You have to use your resurrection in that situation. Unfortunately, now the barrage will not come down as Za is able to take Hydration out of the sky. 91% and counting upwards as this point battle continues. It looks like we're in store for another 99-99.
Very well could be 99-99. And it's Dante who's opening things up here for Arc 6. Very vital kills coming out from him as this goes into more of a skirmish. A Pulse Bomb connects. Miso getting demeched. That is not a safe spot for a D.Va. And Miso, not out of this here just yet. Still alive in and around the point, but XQC brought back into the battle by Custa. And Arc 6 is still holding very strong in the point, but for how long is Shiny and Hydration bring it right back?
Space tried to clear out the point with a self-destruct, but was out of mech and found out by Hydration. All the kills now coming in favor as this long extended battle goes on. Custa out of the fight, Gingerpop out of the fight, CLG clutches it back, able to go up 2 stages to 0 against Arc 6, and I don't know. I mean, I knew it was going to be close. Arc 6 has to find something here because it could be a very disappointing day for them. On the verge of beating Rogue, now down 2 stages in this first of a best of 3. Close as close can be, though.
This is painful. I mean, this is like some sort of Overwatch form of bamboo torture right now coming out for Arc 6, where they're not getting crushed. They have the possibility of winning every single round right now. And they're not. They're coming so close, yet so far. They almost sweep Rogue, get reverse swept. They almost win the first round, it goes against them. They almost take the second round, goes against them. It's been a rough day for Arc 6.
A couple of mistakes you can point to is probably some of the solo reses from them, not great. Space using the self-destruct when he didn't really need to, and then dying while out of mech hurt them a lot as well. So some small things you can look back on, but when it's 99-99, those mistakes matter.
They matter indeed, and right now, one Pharah getting deep and dirty is Hydration taking to the skies, looking for a little bit more room, and still has verticality over his counterpart right now. And Hydration going in for Za, goes for the melee kill, doesn't quite get another melee. It's not going to be enough. Za's going to get saved by his Lucio, and yet CLG, they control more space and they get first control of the point. Speaking of space,
they lost Shake early in that fight.
Yeah,
Space is completely out of it. You will have self-destruct up for the next fight, at the very least, I believe. Yeah, I mean, losing Shake early was bad, but they were able to sneak cap the points, and we've seen this point be very Oasis-like, and the fact that it's very difficult to evict the rest of the team. So you see now Hydration still coming in here over the top, wants to use the barrage, finds XQC before he is taken out himself. Shake not able to get up to Resurrection, as one good barrage deserves a better barrage as Za comes in, cleans it out.
Za opening things up here for Arc 6, but they still have not capped the point. They still have delay coming in here from CLG. I do wonder how long Silk Thread can stay alive. He's going to fall, and the point will flip the way of Arc 6, but not before 42% worth of damage has been done by the side of CLG.
When you have these pharmacy mirrors, generally after the first fight or so, it really becomes important as to who can hunt a Mercy better. It becomes a little bit of a mini-game, both Mercies with Resurrection. Who's going to use the Resurrection better? Are you going to use it to stall? There's so many questions that need to be answered based on this one hero. Sound barrier comes in from both sides.
Both teams dropping the beat. They're sharing the music with everyone. It is a free society. Za right now, though, still working the Pharah, looking for opportunities. Likewise, on the opposite end is the battle of two Pharahs, and they somehow, how did CLG recap that?
That's twice. That's twice
How?
now.
How does that happen? They're still in the middle of the fight. They're still fighting it back, and now at this point they might want to give it up, but they can still be evenly contesting this right now.
It shouldn't happen, is why it surprises you so much. That absolutely cannot happen. A lack of focus, not playing the objective. And that is going to really hurt Arc 6's chances. It's those small mistakes that you can't have when you're with evenly matched teams. Barrage will come in over the top to try to clear out the rest of this point. But they snuck that. This should not be even in their control to get these percentage points. Another barrage from Hydration. adds
This
himself
could
up
have been
3 kills.
Hex, this could have been progress all the way for Arc 6. They've been fighting this entire time. You can't make these mistakes at high-level Overwatch. You just can't have it happen.
This should have been Arc 6's progress right now. They should be the ones nearing 99%, yet they are not. Shake is able to stay alive for the moment, hunted down by Dante, though. And even if it gets flipped back over, I just have to wonder about the focus of Arc 6 after coming so close to beating Rogue and still not able to get back on the point. Shiny is cleaning up space.
Custa right now, hoping for a Women of Prayer hydration, just trying to execute him off the edge. No, Custa, a final parting shot for whatever it may matter, as both teams fighting out here on the ledge. Still CLG in a dominant position as Ginger Pop is desperately trying to buy hope here for CLG, or for Arc 6. He's going to fall, and CLG on the verge of taking this first map away from Arc 6 in this best-of-3 elimination match.
There's still some stall from Arc 6 coming out on the point. There's a Primal Rage there trying to clear it out. A beautiful self-destruct from Miso takes out 2. It's going to make this fight even harder. Any losses will be resurrected by Shake. Custa has to bring up the Fallen from that self-destruct.
I appreciate the delay coming out here, but just imagine if Arc 6 had not given up control of this point earlier. This matchup would be entirely different. But instead, CLG takes Garden, and they take Lijiang Tower in a swift 3-0 over Arc 6. One map away.
It happened twice on that point too, where the fight was going on and they just snuck a cap in twice. I mean, once it happens once, well, okay guys, we need to focus. When the objective's going, someone has to get there. Assign someone to be your staller. I don't know what you have to do, but that mistake can't happen. Not when you're fighting for your life.
No,
well,
that's something that you can't have happen, particularly on Control. It did happen, and, well, I hope Arc 6 likes giving a reverse sweep of their own, because if they do not, they are going to be out of the tournament. They now must win the next 2 maps. They will get to choose the next map. We'll see what it is.
We will see what it is. I did check XQC's Twitter during the break, and he just was very kind, said, GG's to Rogue, I hope to meet you tomorrow. He's going to have to carry this team if they want to see tomorrow.
Bravo to XQC, by the way, because Rogue was completely poking the bear with some of their tweets going out there. Just like, are you sure, XQC? Are you sure?
Are you sure? Yeah.
I mean, wins, if nothing else, can definitely antagonize people a little bit, but XQC, to his credit, keeping his composure in the metagame of Twitter wars.
Oh, those snarky Frenchmen. It does seem that we will be heading to Dorado. And it's been a map that teams have had success on. Arc 6, I believe, had success on it earlier against Rogue, so clearly a map that they're good at. And it does seem that CLG wants to play defense first. Arc 6, again, just to set the stakes for you, now down 1-0 in this best-of-3 in the lower bracket. If they lose a map, they are going home. They will be out of the tournament.
And Arc 6 bring against Dorado, not a big surprise. They were able to beat Rogue on Dorado just a little bit ago. It is very arguably one of Rogue's better maps that they have in their pool. So this makes all the sense in the world. I do think that this map will be pretty good for CLG with what they like running. So I don't know if it's an advantage to Arc 6, but it is something that they have confidence on from earlier in the day.
Definitely, and I think they need that confidence boost. If this is their pocket pick, then they can force it in and then, you know, maybe get that focus back. Because something was missing there. That's not the team that I'm used to seeing play. Nah, I just sloppy. It's, I don't know. They have to move on. They have to forget about it. They have to forget about what happened with Rogue. They have to forget about what happened on Lijiang. And to use sports cliches, one map at a time, you just have to focus in on it.
Indeed, and I will say here is that if Arc 6 is to go down, I will give them credit and say that CLG is coming in here relatively fresh today, and Arc 6, they have been through a mental ringer. To come so close to taking out Rogue, and then have to play another elimination match right after, it can be really draining, and tournament schedules do get this way for some teams, and for Arc 6, they must come back and win on Dorado, or their tournament path will be over.
Well, that is about all the stakes we can set. We are entering game. And as we do so, I will remind people one last time briefly, while we have a little bit of downtime. Also, I just need to rest my voice, kind of. so we're going to chill a little second while I read out some of our sponsors, and I'm going to let people have a chance to win some stuff. So this sellout is for your benefit. AMD, of course, is one of our main sponsors. AMD Ryzen processors, their new line of hardware. Check them out if you were in the market for building your own PC, and everyone should build their own PC. It's just Legos for adults. It's not that hard. Corsair is also giving away a bunch of gear, exclamation point Corsair, to, use with your new AMD Ryzen processor home-built computer. We're giving away headsets, mice, mouse pads, and keyboards, exclamation point Corsair in chat. We'll send you over to that. Our friends at Overbuff, who have Overwatch stats and data, all your favorite heroes and players. You can check out all of the information that you're looking for Overwatch. And our friends at Faceit, which is a great platform for tournaments, and they also will give you prizes for tournaments and things like that. Whew, it's been a day. We still have more Overwatch tomorrow, by the way, after this night concludes. Yeah.
Thank you for selling out there. I actually did the break. I am very quickly losing my vocal abilities. I don't know if we have the endurance we once had, Hex. There was a time where we were doing 10-hour casts duo on the weekends over and over again, and it has been a while.
No, we're pampered now. We get sets off, we have makeup, there's snack fridges. Like, we have really lost our street cred, man. It's sad. It's a sad day.
And a lot of Chipotle if you're into that sort of thing.
Oh yeah, Chipotle was good. Alright, well, as Dorado gets going here, defensively, it will be CLG on the defense. They're running a pure dive defense, 2-2-2, a variation of dive, hydration on the Genji. Well, what do you know, on the other side of things, 2-2-2 dive, variation with the Genji. And mirror matches indeed. See how it goes.
Mirror matches overall, and we'll see if CLG, their aggressiveness on this defense, will it pay off? It is going back and forth, and they're actually really poked down right now. This is a great opportunity for Arc6 to strike, and they do. Miso is already out, the rest of CLG having to back out in a hurry. And CLG already in a rough spot here as Arc6 is able to call their bluff.
It's been tough for aggressive defenses on this map today. I mean, even Rogue, kind of the founders of the aggressive defense, had trouble getting kills early. But still, I like the aggressive defense because it gives you another chance to fight yet again. Teams used to just hold back in courtyard and not even take the chance, and this is where fights would generally occur anyway. If you weren't in the tank meta, they'd be in the arch, but another fight incoming here.
Alrighty, well, Space right now moving in, able to take down Miso, and CLG definitely having a tougher time handling the oppression coming in from Arc6 right now. Everywhere they look, they're under fire, but Silk Thread trying to bring it back, able to get Custa out, but Dante still finding a way through. It's gonna be 3 kills from Dante, opening the door, and then some. No door being held here, Hex.
No, door just opening slowly, as is Overwatch's tradition. And so far, offense has just rolled through. We've seen some teams able to actually hold on to second. It's been rare. But holding on last is where Dorado fights usually turn in favor of the defense. But this is a pretty solid defender's advantage. Dorado is somewhat a defender's advantage map all throughout. But good job by the offense already poking away at the high ground here.
A little bit more pressure coming in here. CLG off the high ground. Hydration holding on to the blade. He's surveying the territory. The Transcendence is out. He has not brought out the blade yet, but Custa is in his sights. It is a Winston Genji double dive, and they force the Transcendence out. Custa is way out of position for it. And CLG, let's see if they can capitalize. Maybe not, as XQC takes down not one, but both supports on the opposite end of the battle.
Silk Thread has really been the only one getting kills for this CLG team. He takes out Custa, takes out Za, doing his best, but he cannot do it all alone despite being a world-class tracer. Still alive on the point only momentarily, as XQC has gotten 4 kills during that fight, 4 finishes anyway. It's a team effort. It takes a village to slaughter one, and now they continue to roll through.
They continue to roll through indeed, and perhaps Dorado is the jam of Arc6 right now. Certainly, CLG has not been able to find the answer on the defense, and Dante. Blade is out in a questionable situation. He had no support, threw it into Winston, and the Winston won. CLG now, great breathing room to bring this one right back.
And they're going to capitalize right on that mistake. That is a bit of a blunder there, and that's the breathing room and stabilization fight that CLG needed to come back into this. And CLG, despite how poorly it has gone for them, they have been banking some ultimates of their own. Both support ults up. Silk Thread, as I mentioned, probably the only one doing work up until this point. Is going to have Pulse Bomb ready too.
Pulse Bomb is ready, and CLG right now, you take a look at how they're holding back. Just the support ultimates alone are going to be a real problem for the offense of Arc6 coming in here for this next fight. Dante under pressure right now. He's going to shake that pressure to begin with. And CLG, they're being very good about their ult management here. They're not using the support ult immediately. They're making Arc 6 test them. And now they're going to use a Transcendence to go in.
Well, they do end up with a couple of trades, XQC and Hydration down for their respective teams. Battle continues, and Space has done yeoman's work. Charges through Shake, forces out the barrier on the other side of things. We'll find Custa into it, very back and forth, but eventually CLG, having banked up those ults, uses them to win a fight.
Dante adding in the commentary, and I'll read it out for you because you can't see it, of wall climb, SALFD, KASDF, and so on.
Oh,
I think he wasn't happy with his wall climb there. That's what I'm taking from that.
I think that's just FNRGFE's new team name. SALDFA, SAFADF.
Yes, please make that the new team name. We deserve to suffer. We've been bad people, Hex. We need to be punished.
It'd be easier to say, probably. Well, they do find out that they're rotating around right side as they've exhausted it. Dante with a blade in the back lines, discorded, and Shake is just going to pull him away from the rest of his team, knowing that he was going to die. Dante will find both of the supports with the duration of that blade, though. A counter blade comes out from Hydration, but he gets blown up.
Blown up in more ways than one. He is in the skybox right now. He is in whatever form of Overwatch firmament there may be. Dante getting the last few kills here. And Arc 6 will pierce through. 3 minutes left remaining to them to bring it all the way to the end.
3 minutes left to finish out Dorado. We've seen Dorado held for 7+ before, so this is not even that much time to finish out Dorado. However, the offense in a good position here, taking away the high ground. This is where defense likes to set up, or at least did, in the Reinhardt meta. Oh, wow. Have seen 0 Reinhardts today, by the way.
XQC gets off the primal rage in close quarters and in a tough circumstance, but he's going to stay alive, creating space here for Arc 6. Eye Shiny out of the fight, as now, can they take advantage of this 2-tank edge? Viso is out, and XQC still very much in. And this Reaper is doing work right now, Hex.
Reaper's always been good on this stage. Anytime maps start to narrow out and you get close quarters fighting, generally towards last points, both on Assault and on these Escort and Hybrid maps, Reaper can be good on offense, good on defense. And Za, has done a ton of work. Dante, who opened up the last fight, well, Blade for this next one.
Blade is up, the dragon becomes Dante, the dragon is Dante, and this dragon is very toothless right now as he gets absolutely nothing done. Please get a refund on your dragon. I mean, you did earlier today, but go for it again.
Yeah, perhaps just rent the movie How to Train Your Dragon. Good documentary. And there is a toothless dragon in that one.
Well, there you go.
They clean
the
up
wonders
on the
of life through movies explained by our Lord and Savior, the Hex.
Yeah, I watch too much movies, that's the problem. Too many movies, wow. Alright, they are set up there. Nice chase kills there, because it did feed up their own defensive ults. A $120 left here. Hydration and Silk will have their DPS ults. Mikado with the barrier. Offensively, they have 2 support ults, though, and that should lead into Za maybe having a Death Blossom somewhere in here.
It is very possible. Hydration right now holding on to his Dragon Blade, wants to use this for defense at the moment. Silkfed under Assault, able to get out just in time. Here's a sound barrier, and CLG looking to push back Arc 6 one more time. Deflection is in. Hydration diving in deeply. Custom may be out, and yet 5 members of Arc 6 are still in here, and look for the Death Blossom. Za going for it right now, gets Viso early on, and makes all sorts of space for his team.
Hydration found very little on that blade as the support ults have come to bear. Dante hits a pulse bomb and the cleanup there. Gets another couple of kills and will finish out the map with 32 seconds remaining.
Oh, Arc 6 able to get through on what very well could have been their final push. Not being held back here in Dorado, and now CLG must match them at the very least and get to the final point as well.
Or we will be going to a map 3, as CLG does hold the lead so far. And I don't know, I feel like Arc 6 might have set a decent enough time there just with the finish. I mean, Rogue failed to finish this map. I don't know, Dorado is a strange beast, and to be honest, you and I haven't seen a ton of Dorado. Not recently anyway, we've been busy.
We've been busy.
Yeah.
I'm trying not to fade in the middle of things here. It has been a really long day.
I don't want to have any more caffeine. I've already probably had my fill, probably at nearly lethal levels. So I guess I'll stick with water.
Nearly lethal.
Nearly lethal.
Does that describe your Hearthstone experience, Hex, where nearly lethal most of your games?
No, I think the term you're looking for is missed lethal. Most of my games.
Fair enough.
Alright. I imagine we're probably going to see pretty mirror matches here. Both teams have shown that they like to run similar compositions. And
they're looking for it right now.
Yeah, probably early on you'll see the Sonic Arrow, but that's just a basic check. But I think the aggressive defense coming out of Arc6 makes sense. That's what we saw earlier today from them anyway.
Well, for Arc6, their fate is in their own hands here. If they are able to prevent this offensive CLG from getting to the end, they will have earned themselves a third and final map here in the Beat Overwatch Invitational CLG. We'll see if they can put this one away here as their offense takes form.
Alright, they're holding rooftops and they know exactly where that rooftop's going to be. The offense comes in right away. It is a 3v2 on the rooftops so far, but Space is the last man standing up there as both Winstons dive out. So far bloodless, neither team really suffering too much poke. Space getting healed up from a distance because Ginger Pop is on that Ana. That's why you run Ana on this first point, is to protect these rooftops.
It is indeed Hydration under assault here. XQC will not be denied, finishes off the kill with a final leap, and the defense of Arc6 definitely a little bit more acquainted with Dorado than CLG was on their own defense.
It's the most successful aggressive defense we've seen so far this evening. Shake playing with fire, trying to get a few feet of push onto the cart, but they do not dive in and punish him. Defense completely reset up. They will take the rooftops yet again.
All right, so for Arc6, they are looking to make this not only a good defense, but one that could be stopping here on first. CLG not quite able to crack the code here just yet. We'll see just how they can get through here. They find Dante, though. Dante was going deep. Shake prevents it from going the way he wants. And Arc6 now in a little bit of trouble here, even as XQC is boosted, moving his way through, and being a roadblock in the meantime.
They burned a bunch of ults there and got 0 kills out of it. Meanwhile, Hydration and Silk Thread will take down the people who were ulting right there. This should be CLG moving through with very little in their way. Hydration did bust out the blade to take down 2. And now the question is, since that fight went on long and where it took place and where the payload was, are they even going to be able to fight here at second? I do not believe that will be the case. Well, XQC thinks otherwise.
See, they're going for XQC does think otherwise. He's going to pop the Primal Rage, and this could be great or absolutely awful. Self-destruct coming in. And remember, if they're able to make CLG burn a lot of ultimates here, it could be worthwhile. Instead, they're going to burn ultimates of their own. The tactical visor in here from Za, and it is working out. Gamble successful. Arc6, for now, looking like they will hold at least for one more push here on first.
Great play by XQC to come in there and just pop the Primal Rage, buys the time that they need, and then at the very least, as you mentioned, if they made them burn ults, that would have been fine. They used ults of their own, got kills, and they stopped this fight. Now we're shy in 90 seconds and they haven't even hit first yet.
Well, Arc6 needed a pick-me-up, a shot in the arm, if you will. This could be it if they can win 2 more fights here on point. There is a window here, though, for CLG. They have the sound barrier in reserve. I don't know if they know they have this window as Ginger Pop is about to close it. So now it's going to be barrier v barrier. They had it, they no longer have it, and they no longer have Silk Thread, which makes this a lot more questionable to engage on.
Yeah, these Tracers have been trying to pressure Zenyatta's all day in what used to be a Tracer, you know, advantage matchup. Zenyatta's have taken away. I mean, Shake and Custa, 2 of the best in North America at it, and now they have their ults to work with on the defense side. They've got double support ultimates, and offense gonna have to push in with just barrier in what might be their final attempt at first point. Hydration gonna sneak around the side. You don't see Genjis do this flank too often, but he might be able to get there on his blade and surprise people from behind.
Well, he's going to need some form of surprise, and he does need the barrier on him when he goes for the blade. Custa, though, early transcendence coming out here. It's forced out of him from the dive, so this is not bad for the offense. They're gonna pile on here. There's the barrier. Here comes the blade. Hydration working to the back line, but the barrier is going to stop him from doing what he wants to do. He's taken down. 10 seconds left remaining, and it is looking like Arc 6 will be forcing a third and final map. Not going down easily here, Hex.
Hey, I feel kind of bad for Silk Thread. Yeah, even on defense and offense, he was really the only one making a huge impact, picking up the kills. Now we are going to a map 3 as Arc 6 gives a lesson in Dorado to Counter Logic Gaming. Not even close.
Well, they were able to beat Rogue on it, so CLG, they've been playing well, but when it comes to Dorado, they're no Rogue, and they're clearly no Arc 6.
Alright, so we'll see who took play of the match. Dante on Tracer. His Tracer's been good. I do like this Arc 6 team because of some of their versatility. I mean, Za has been on Tracer and it's been fine. It's usually good for a team, and there's good and bads of it, when you can switch out DPS heroes and not lose much. And that is one of the benefits of this Arc 6 team. Last map of the night, unless we draw, so CLG, just pick an escort, please. CLG will be able to pick the last map of the evening. It is 1-1 in a best of 3 in the lower bracket. Before we call it an evening, either CLG or Arc 6 will advance and the other will go home.
I think they go Ilios. What?
Temple of Anubis.
All right, I am wrong. I think Ilios still would have been good for them based on how they played it before, but all right. Temple of Anubis will be where we decide it all, unless it is a draw, in which case we'll be going to another map after that. And I don't know why I say these things. It's like I hate myself. Or it's just like, it's been a long day, 9 hours of casting. It'll probably be over after the 6th map, unless it's a draw, in which case there'll be another map.
I think they have faith in Shake's Sombra. I think that might be the reason they want to go to Temple of Anubis. And Dante's Sombra has had moments, but maybe that's the reasoning. I'm just trying to figure it out. Trying to keep my brain working on some mediocre level.
I'm glad your brain is working because mine checked out a while back. I think sometime in the middle of the Rogue series versus Arc 6. I've just been running on autopilot and stale recycled memes. That's what fuels me at this point.
Is your meme economy dried up?
It is dried up, and it really pains me to say that.
If one of these teams take a bathroom break, I'm going to disconnect. Come on, guys.
Well, Arc 6 is on the bathroom break.
It's a best of 3. Like, take care of it beforehand.
I mean, they wouldn't be able to get this reaction out of you if they did.
I guess I'm just playing into the bio break meta, as it were. All right.
Well, welcome to Fatigue Land, Hex. We are in it right now, but you want to talk about fatigue. Arc 6 has had a rough day here today. They've been through the ringer. It would be a storyline for them if they were able to win this 3rd map, and yet for CLG, remember, they looked very promising against Immortals earlier in the tournament as well. Both of these teams with a lot to play for, but only one team will survive and make it on to tomorrow.
You mentioned Immortals, and let me entice the fine folks to tune in tomorrow. And no, this will not be a sellout for a product, but a sellout for just the darn good Overwatch we're going to have. Immortals versus Rogue, our first set of the day tomorrow. It will be at 1400 Eastern Time, which, hold on, subtract 12, that's 2 o'clock Eastern Time. I can do numbers and math. Immortals versus Rogue will open it up. The loser will have to face FNRG FE, not going to be easy, and we'll figure it out after that one. I think so.
Alrighty.
Yeah. No, actually, no. The winner of this faces FNRG FE. The loser of Immortals Rogue will go down to the lower bracket. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know.
I would believe almost anything you say at this point. I'm not double checking you. I'm not fact checking you with what is left of my brain. It's not happening.
I don't know why I went beyond that. The really important thing, just to get everyone here, Immortals Rogue. That's going to be amazing. Immortals looked so godlike in the Contender series in North America, Contender Season 0. Rogue has looked beatable today. If anyone's going to take out Rogue, it should be Immortals. But then even if they take out Rogue, they could have a chance to come back through. We might be seeing Immortals Rogue twice tomorrow. So tune in tomorrow, 2 o'clock Eastern Time, and Immortals vs. Rogue will be our first best of 5.
We even have our admin gang on the action, telling people to use the bathroom faster. I'm not going to say the exact words that were said. Might have involved, I don't even know.
It's legitimately been getting on my nerves with some of these tournaments, but it's okay. Everyone's back now. You know, maybe...
Hex, would your gaming chair of the future include a porta potty?
No, my gamers of the future would include personal responsibility and the ability to not have to use the bathroom every 10 minutes between maps and maybe have it done before you go into the set. That's what I would change. Garr.
Wow.
Yeah, sorry.
How have you stayed a fan of Team Liquid all these years? That's my question.
You know my love and hate relationship with Team Liquid, so that is the hate. The love comes with their gameplay. All right.
Well,
there's a great comment in chat says, Hex, have a Snickers. Yeah, you're right. I need to have a Snickers. I'm not myself when I'm hungry.
that's right. I think we are both hungry right now, so...
I haven't eaten all day.
That is my basic state. You can basically assume I'm hungry unless I've just gotten back from Brazilian barbecue, which is actually enough to sate my hunger.
Well, yeah,
really good, by the way.
Well, that's because they just keep bringing you food until they have to roll you out. Walking home from Brazilian barbecue is not an option.
I'm just glad they have the roll you out as an option. I've sometimes had to use that. Wow. I don't know if I should be admitting these things, but in any case, what are we looking at here for the CLG defense, and why is Shake so handsome, so dashing on his Sombra?
Well, because Sombra's very good on Temple of Anubis, so of course they will open it up on defense, and I do believe that was probably the main reason they wanted to take this. They feel that their Sombra play might be better than the Arc 6 Sombra play, so Shake going to be running it defensively on first point. Again, you don't have to win the first point with Sombra here, but it makes your setup for second point that much better. Offensively, it's very possible that they run their own Sombra into this too, and it does appear that Custa is queued up on it, so... Mirror match, yet again, except hydration. Yeah, never mind.
Temple of Anubis, well known for its hacking versus hacker gameplay. Shake be posted up here to the upper left. And we will see how quick he can build up his ultimate. He's not really going for heavy harass, which usually you do want to do in the Sombra. He's playing a little bit safer here, but it will come at the cost of ultimate generation.
A little bit. Battle will take place on top here as the high ground is contested just momentarily by Space, who gets up there, and now they're going to evict the Genji up there. Both playing it rather passive, rather safe. Probably, I mean, they might even just be trying to play for the EMP. Custa a little bit ahead there at 77, Shake at 65, but one pack quickly can change that. They probably will both have it at about the same time here.
Well, we'll see just how this pans out right now. Custa is going to get that EMP up. Now, how will he use it? Will he be able to get multiple people in it? The defense, I think they are aware that the EMP is up. They are very spread out. And yet Custa drops an EMP that I'm not sure actually hit anything. I don't think it did. I really don't think it did as Hydration dashes in and gets everything that he wants and more.
Defense holds stout right there. Had to use the EMP, but not a problem. Their EMP went off without a hitch. They're going to have some ultimates up in the next fight, too. They look for a little bit of chase. You have to be careful here. You don't necessarily want to lose Silk Thread, and Silk Thread lives in the Matrix to get out. The counter chase comes in. Dante will dash through Silk, and that's why you don't want to chase too far.
You don't want to go that far up. Silk Thread out of the fight, and CLG, despite being in good position now, gonna have to find a better way of defending here, and they have to worry about Dante's blade, so Arc 6, despite a rough opening, now coming in with a little bit more style. The blade is unleashed, and Dante finds Shake. Another blade coming out here from Hydration, the only one to get hit by that sound barrier, seemingly, and he picks up two. CLG, not out of this yet. Get hydrated as Arc 6 ends up drowning.
Nice. You see your brain's still working. Hydration had to make the best of that sound barrier, because you were right, you saw it. Mikado did not hit a whole lot of people with that sound barrier. Hydration, one of the very few, makes the most of it right there. And now 145. This has been, regardless of what happens after this has been a very solid first hold on defense here. Custa trying to come in, looking for an angle. He has 80% on the EMP. Shake at 75. It's going to be another EMP battle. Coming up top here. And they're still holding on to Mega. Za has switched to Reaper, by the way, which he had great success on Dorado.
This has been way better than the average defense for Anubis, and CLG is holding out the possibility of a first point hold. Custa, you must have a good EMP here. You need to drop it before Shake. He's going to drop the EMP on the floor. I'm not sure it was enough. The sound barrier coming in for Arc 6. They are doubling down here, and yet CLG is very healthy. Shake gets to drop an EMP of his own, and will it be enough? 5-on-5 here on the point. Dante and Hydration darting around for the respective teams. It is very brawly here indeed, and yet Reaper on cleanup duty might just be enough here, Hex.
XQC was the reason that EMP did not do what it wanted. Shake got body blocked into the top room, and then he got knocked into the wall as he was trying to EMP. XQC Pop Primal Rage should do just that, dislodged him, and now the EMP not going to be up for the next fight. So a small window perhaps, but they had to use a lot of ults just to take that point. Of course, on Anubis, you get a lot of time for capturing first, 4.5 minutes to make some progress onto last.
So the upside here for Arc 6 is that they do get their attempt on last, but Dante immediately cut down Hydration, slicing his way through the competition. That is how you end a push before it begins.
I used to be thirsty, now I have Hydration. He gets 3 kills and a DMAC on the chase. That buys them the time that they need to perhaps get this EMP back up. Both Shake and Miso are hurt. They should avoid any healing from Mikado. He's already got his sound barrier. No need. You need to be picking up packs, and they do just that. Shake at 92%.
CLG looking at great position here, and I gotta say for Hydration, big fan of him here, even if he might be a Greyjoy. This has been a good outing for him. Very solid Genji play, and Arc 6 so far have had difficulty dealing with this.
Hydration, the Drown God. Game of Thrones next week. Should be fun.
Yeah.
Both EMPs are
Soon.
ready to come out. We'll see Custa
EMPs are ready.
gets crushed. EMP now offline from Custa as he gets ran into and then cleaned up by Silk Thread. Silk and Hydration end this fight before it starts. Didn't need to use any ultimates. That's not the push you want. When you're going in for a push like that, you want to bleed out at least some ults, but just out of position and punish.
Honestly, I think I might be heading into the absolute definition of projecting here, but Arc 6 does look a little bit tired at the moment. CLG seems fresher. They've been doing better here.
It's been cleaner. I don't think
Yeah.
everyone is, because I think XQC is actually still playing really well. He was the big reason why they were able to get the first point and deny ultimates. Next push comes in on the right side. EMP off for Custa already, but does not hit the requisite targets. A couple of people down. Shake dies before he can get EMP off, and that's XQC again. Pop Primal Rage and able to ruin Shake's EMP.
Oh my god, XQC is going so incredibly deep here, but not able to finish his plate. Hydration gets the health pack, or the spawn room, I should say, and is able to come right back out. CLG holding strong in the face of this offense. They will be pushing Arc 6 right back out.
Didn't even have to use the EMP, so that is still a problem for the next push from Arc 6. They busted off most of their ults into that. Sound Barrier went in. Custa is now done with the offensive Sombra. He will move over to the Ana instead.
Well, at this point, go to something that you might be more comfortable on. Custa has had good moments on Sombra today, but perhaps this attack, not so much his speed. But speaking of Sombra, Shake is still very much up and alive with an EMP of his own. And we know what this means when you have a team going together into the side room. Shake will be looking to mix things up here. He's going to cloak in, and this EMP could be deadly.
Absolutely could be Shake looking for it right there. Does end up using the EMP, but it is XQC who takes down Hydration. Not at all.
No, the EMP got blocked by LOS at the worst possible way in the form of that pillar. Most of the offense was able to not get hit by it, and that is why Arc 6 is still standing here. They're going to drop the Death Blossom. Somewhat of a rough push here. Hydration comes out the blade. If they can endure the blade, they'll be in good shape, but that is a big if right now.
Well, Barrier comes out to try to extend this. Silk Thread doing the best he can. Does take out space. That is 1 kill. They need to add a few more. However, progress already made where there was none. Now there is a single tick. Now a second tick. Continuing to go on with only a minute left. No one finding any kills on the defense. The stall is here, but is it enough? Shake dies right after an EMP again. Za.
Someone needs to deal with Za. He's cleaning up. This is what Reapers do. They clean up the trash on last point Anubis, and, well, 52 seconds left. That is a little bit away from the key break point of a minute and 1 second, which does let you lock out the game a little bit more decisively in overtime situations, but it's not bad here for Arc 6. It does force CLG to get a completion of their own. Remember,
go ahead.
Whoever wins this will stay alive. Whoever loses it, they are out of the tournament.
Last point of Anubis used to be a niche pick for Reaper anyway. Liquid popularized it very early on as ID used to run it, and then he just got buffed. So of course you're going to see it more often, and players have really taken a shining to that cleanup, to take out the trash, the time to sweep, whatever you want to call it. 52 seconds. I mean, it was looking all bad before that, and you have to kind of look back and think that if that EMP hits, maybe it's a different story. But no, looking back, we're only going forward here. Defensively, it seems like Custa wants to run his own Sombra on defense, which makes a world of sense. I would not be ultra surprised if the combination from CLG comes out here. It's been something that they've always been very good at, and can be good against a Sombra if you don't want to run your own offensive Sombra.
What you have to look for here for Hydration is that he is almost certainly going to go up the left side, is the path he takes the most often, to the point that you could almost set your watch to it. Now that I said that, he'll go up the gut and make me look like a fool, but really he does like going through that side window, coming in and around from the defender's right side point of view, and usually he is very effective on it, so we'll see if homework has been done here from the side of Arc 6.
Well, they might go the entire team with them too, because I imagine that Miso's going to switch to Diva and Mikado will be on Lucio, so everyone's going to have the mobility available, minus Silkthread, who can just freelance and do his own thing, to rotate all the way through that window and take high ground away immediately. Then you're having these dueling high grounds, almost reminiscent of Volskaya first, or at least old Volskaya first.
Alright, CLG on the way, their tournament life on the line, they must get this to the final point. And Hydration does go up the gut. I am a fool, Hex. Not that this is any news to you.
Well, Shiny missed his jump. He wanted to go around through the window, but he slammed right into the window frame, so now the whole plan of taking high ground away through that angle anyway is null and void. They will find a couple here early as the poke battle is spaced very low. Try to jump him out, and demect is spaced, and now 2 kills coming quick. Both tanks out of this already, as CLG doing a ton of damage. Custa is going to go down, but he will have EMP for the next fight, but a much better first push for Counter Logic Gaming.
Smooth as silk here for CLG. What more can you say? Very easy, very clean. They get the point. And now they're going to have a little under 7 minutes, Hex, to bring this to final. You were talking about stickers earlier. Well, I do think that Arc 6 could use a little bit of that snack candy, because they're going to be here for quite a while.
A little bit of, blood sugar hype to get them going again, but the fight starts before any of this can happen. Can Custa find a good angle? He's rotating around, does find a pretty decent EMP, a couple of people, but the follow-through not there just yet. Custa is able to take down Shake. That is a huge kill for them, as Shake had res in his pocket.
He was close to getting the res off, but not quite enough. We will see the defense being successful as Silkthread runs back to the rest of his team. But for CLG, they do have a storm brewing. Yes. They have a whole lot of ultimates they can use here, and oh, yes, McCree coming out here. I love the look from CLG. I do wonder if it will be successful.
They've got everything going. Miso might just bomb in over the right side to open up some space for his team. And it really is just going to matter if Shake can get a res off in time. Soundberry to open it up. Hydration starts it off with a barrage on an XQC. He's been a great player for them tonight. A Blade comes out to try to equalize this. Takes Shake out again. Does Custa. No res on the menu.
Shake not able to find any room to live. Certainly not any room to bring up his compatriots, and Silkthread not with the opportunities he thought he might have had. And what could have been a very good push here for CLG is turning into a rout in favor of Arc 6.
They burned everything except for the res that is going to be still available for them next. But that is a huge kill for them to take it out. That's rough that Shake went down that way, and Custa, despite maybe a rough EMP early on in first point, he's murdered Shake twice when the res completely changed the fight, and they didn't even get a tick. They didn't even get a tick.
No, not in the least, and this is very good for Arc 6. They still have to defend for a really long time. Pulse Bomb threaded in by Zod, not going to connect. And yet, the offense moving back in. Shake under pressure again, down he goes. Custa, stop murdering this man!
3 times in a row!
Oh my goodness. Shake is getting so well acquainted with the ground right now that he's basically, he's become a shaman.
I mean, they were both in the DreamHack Winter practice room together. They were both there. I wonder if there's someone owes someone money, because he's treating him like he does. That is a lot of
He took one DreamHack meal voucher too many, and that was the bottom line for Custa. He's out for revenge, and actually, when it comes to eating, it's me, Custa, and Uber. We're the guys that eat a lot in Overwatch.
Yeah, you're an honorary
Pretty
Australian. When you go to Australia, you have to troll Uber and ask to go to an Outback Steakhouse and order a Foster's.
Oh, I'm already there. Believe me, I am all on top of that. And speaking of on top, and here comes Custa into the back alleyway. Does he use the EMP? No, doesn't need to because Dante has cut everyone to ribbons.
Welcome to his inferno. Shake is just gonna switch. He's just gonna switch off of Mercy. It hasn't worked. They make wholesale
no
changes
resurrections
here.
on the menu here. He's done.
Wholesale changes over to Ana, now on Genji, now on Tracer. They tried it many times, they completely failed, and now they have to hope they can bait out an EMP here. 3:30 on the clock to get some sort of progress here on the last.
Custa creeping from the back line. The EMP is loaded. He's had a great defensive Sombra set so far. Here's everyone. It's Custa. Drops the EMP. And the fall through is there. Space following in with the explosive finish.
Someone needs to get Custa that custom ringtone. That needs to be his new ringtone. Or if you have Custa in your phone, that needs to be whatever happens what he calls. That was wonderful. Fight's still going in their favor. We're under 3 minutes, and I guess you can say the good thing that happened there is they finally drained the EMP out of Custa, and they're trying to set up for just one good push. Remember, they have to finish the map here.
But X, he's halfway to his next EMP. What does it matter? What does life mean anymore? As the defense still being very aggressive, not giving CLG the room they need to maneuver. And speaking of rooms to maneuver, they are very much attached to this room. I think they must pay rent here. It is the approach they want to go in, and oh no, the EMP comes out again. It happens again. And CLG in very much a rough spot here, under pressure, and Mikado, he's not going to drop the beat. Probably going to drop himself as he tries to get out unsuccessfully.
Okay, so the next push is the one they're looking for. Custom might have EMP, but it doesn't matter. You have to go with this. They have everything really about to go. Hydration and Silk Thread are a second away, but maybe you feed Hydration a little bit early with the Nano and hope he gets Blade by the end of it. Maybe you give it to Shiny, but I think it's time to maybe make the push. If they want to Junk Rush again and just go all in on one push, that's possible, but they've got both support ults ready. This could be their next best push, but Custa has EMP again.
Yeah, and by the way, it's Custa has the EMP up again. We'll see just what he does there. Custa, make that your sub sound. That's my recommendation. Still, now looking for more. It doesn't have to use the EMP here just yet. And that would be kind of bad news because it means he gets to save it for the next push. And 2 kills. Arc6 can hold it. And time starting to run out here for CLG.
We're running out of pushes here. XQC on the cleanup there. There will be 6 ults up for the defense. Absolutely everything. 6 ults up for the offense. We're nearing only a minute left. Remember, Arc6 finished the map with 52 seconds left. If this map gets finished, it will be less than 52, but now they just have to get some progress. And still, ZP, we talk about how you have to do this in bits, in pieces. They've had 0 progress, no ticks on the point.
This has been brutal, and Arc6 1 minute away from staving off elimination, sending CLG home, and staying alive to the playoffs going on tomorrow. Custa, it's another EMP, but the sound barrier is in this time. It's not quite as good for the defense. This is the moment. Hydration. The Nano Blade is out, diving to the back line. The sound barrier, though, going to ruin a lot of his day as his team is getting slaughtered in the back.
Completely one-sided here, as it was a nice sound barrier. Good job by Mikado to be able to stay alive and get his team the sound barrier post-EMP, bought them a little bit of time, and now desperation changes come in. They switch back to the combo. Shake and Hydration will be on that. 10 seconds to just get on the point. Ticking down. This is it for Arc6 to maybe move on. One more defense. They do touch the point. Does CLG. Got bodies. Shake goes down again. That hurts. Hurts.
Farewell to Shake. He went back to the Mercy as Dante treats Hydration to his own rocket. It's going from bad to worse here for CLG, and their tournament hopes are draining away. Not able to get through the iron defense of Arc6 here on Temple of Anubis. And Arc6, they might have fallen to Rogue, but they will vanquish CLG here and live to fight another day.
Well, congrats on them for finding the energy to muster it up. Actually gave me a bit of energy there watching that. Custa had a great Sombra there, getting so much done. Good job for them. and CLG will be out of the tournament. FNRG versus Arc 6 will be one of our lower bracket matches tomorrow, but of course we open the day again. The Immortals versus Rogue. Dante had himself a good day on Zenyatta, but I think the all-star of this defense and this map was Custa. EMP up every single time. Good job there. That will be it for us today.
Ooh, 28 enemies EMP'd. That is Unco worthy. Good map for Custa.
Yes,
very good.
Absolutely. Map. Yeah. And that was CLG's pick. I think they picked into the wrong team. They went to the wrong Custa neighborhood. But, Custa has... He's been, off a team for a little bit, so people might not know what he's really can bring, and he showed it right there.
Worked out really well for him, and yeah, for Arc 6, they avoid the Reaper this time around, able to bring out the reverse sweep. They dispatch CLG despite certainly being fatigued, and all in all, now that the dust has settled and they know that they get to play tomorrow, it's a good day for Arc 6. All things considered, I would say.
Yeah.
Even though they would have liked to have gotten Rogue, most teams can't say that they've brought Rogue to the distance.
They still have a chance to play Rogue tomorrow, as those are, some of the teams left in it. Arc 6, FNRG, Immortals, Rogue, they'll all play tomorrow, and at the end of the day, 4 best of 5s, we will crown a championship of the Overwatch Beat Invitational. Crown a championship, I think I said. Yeah.
Well, crown a beat. Well, we're going to crown something. I don't know what. Who knows if it's even going to be Overwatch at that point. I think after a little bit of